All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Witch Hat Atelier, episode 9. Oh, wow.
Oh boy,
Kiefer.
you are both wonderful, and thank you for saving us here and saving us potentially again. But oh man, you are leaving a trail. You are leaving a very thinly camouflaged trail.
And a lot of it seems to be focused on this poor guy, you know.
Yeah.
This
sorry, bud.
Yeah, this seems like the kind of thing of where your eagerness towards going after the brimmed caps has showcased a darker side of you, and then also thus colored and tainted a little bit of our perceptions of, wait, why are you so protective of Coco?
Either how bad is this society that you need to be this, like, cutthroat, or
because he is our window into the world, you know, of witches,
right?
Like,
and within a certain lens, I trust him wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm. But you know, where does that lens stop? You know, right? Like,
I think it stops with the brimmed caps specifically.
Yeah,
and I think it's because this world is one where the rules are being broken, and it's just right behind the naivete of your childlike wonder.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, we start you off. This is magic. This is what we do. This is great.
Right. The rules.
You know,
everybody plays by the rules.
Yeah. Dumbledore always was casting forbidden spells throughout Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, you know that, right? Like the things you should never do. All the adults were just doing it constantly.
Right. Casting these even once, a lifetime in Azkaban anyway.
So about that.
Now everybody do it, you know?
Yeah. And, we're not seemingly any kind of crisis here either.
No. Yeah, this isn't some, like, okay, crazy immediate emergency, people are about to die. You know, Coco about to get obliviated by Knights Morales and all that stuff. Yeah, you do your thing, you step in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But, like, this was just an old man that was going to say, hey, I found something weird.
Yeah. Now, would that have led to probably Coco being taken away from Kiefer and then probably...
Definite possibility.
Probably had some very rough interrogation at the very least?
Probably.
Yeah,
probably. You know, so you know, probably the right call, Kiefer, and also you're terrifying. And how long can you keep this under wraps?
I think it's gonna be kept under wraps until the end of season 1.
Until that kid decides to talk to somebody, you know.
True.
Yeah.
But y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this.
あと杖がひび割れちゃって修理もお願いしたいの。
あんなに強い光。
Yeah. He definitely would have seen it.
キーフリーさんなら何か知ってるかな。あるいは。
Yeah.
あの人が。
Oh, you remember that too, right? Boop.
最初は陣が小さくてリンゴを揺らしただけだったから強くしようと思ったんですけど。
Right, so you tripled the magnitude of the...
Yeah.
リンゴって取るときにもぎるでしょ。
目的に合わせて矢を変えれば魔法はいくらでも応用が効くんだよ。
Also, let me teach you about the area of a circle.
したら理由を探して成功してもなんでだろうって考える。
Yes, right. Don't, like, stop asking questions just because something succeeded.
Right.
この通り。
Yeah.
教えるのが上手だね、テティア先生。
Oh.
Praise me,
Sensei.
Yes. Nice.
人の面倒を見てる暇なんてあるのかしら。
Ever the serious stoic one.
Yeah.
練習するからお手本見せて。
You drew aggro. You shouldn't have done that.
Too late.
Yep.
Dog pile.
And now Kiefer gets a break.
だから三賢者様は考えて試験をみんなが受けたがるような外の世界の冒険にしちゃったんだ。
Cool. Okay.
Ooh, world map.
許
World
しを
map.
もらいて弟子となる。
Oh.
その道正しくば鍵を得る。第3の試験、門番の問い。
Oh, fun name.
望みを叶えて
I love how the path is literally written onto the map.
Yeah.
第5の試験、賢者の教示。これが 魔法使いの
I was gonna say, the pattern seems to be, yeah.
Yeah.
最後の一つは弟子を取るための試験だし
Sure. We want to propagate, have more witches and stuff, but...
世界中でいろんな人のありがとうを聞きたい。
And many other languages probably too.
Okay, but what if you had a circle around that pentacle?
一つの魔法で二つの幸せ。それって最高にハッピーでしょ？
The best incantation, yes.
喜びはいつだってツインテールだよ。だから早
Everything,
く。
yes, everything good does come in twos. Well said.
Wow.
リチェは試験なんて大嫌い。
Yeah, what's going
What's
on?
going on?
やらなきゃいけないのが一人前の大人なら、
I'll
リ
stay
チ
a
ェは
kid.
今のままでいい。
Yeah.
先帰る。
Right, because maybe her objective, her goal is not actually to learn as much as she can.
早くすべての試験を受けたい。そして
Yeah.
いつか、図書の塔の司書になる。
Yeah, it's interesting to see Agatha and Richie being actually like so extremely different.
探検者様が記憶を
Yeah, I was
残
gonna
した星の光
say,
のかけ
I was gonna say, her lineage is very influential.
ここはここはどんな魔法使いになりたいの？
One who can bring my mom
私は
back?
みんなと出発で
Yeah,
Just a tad.
とにかくまずはもっともっと使える魔法を増や
I want to have a big spell book. Yes.
Right.
ごめんなさい。私が悪いの。私のせいなの。傷つけるつもりはなかったの。ただ魔法を諦めきれなくて。
Yeah, yeah. I had a feeling. Emotional damage.
Oh my god.
人にはできることとできないことがあるんだ。
例外が存在しては
Oh.
Terrifying.
A waking nightmare.
Oh god. That's nope.
君が魔法
This
を
must have gone
望んだ
so
から
hard
こ
in
う
the
なったんだよ
manga.
Oh, I can
全部
imagine.
君のせい
And then just push.
Yeah, it's all a dream. You went to bed a while ago.
I've seen some fictional nightmares in my day, but goddamn.
Yeah, it hit like a trifecta there of
Yeah.
different kinds of trauma
just
and
awful,
fear.
yeah.
まだ起きてたの
時間が惜しくて。
ダメだよ無理もほどほどにね
はい、もう寝ます。
What were you hiding from her?
Yeah, Kiefer was about to do some spell casting or something. Wonderful.
Shit.
Wonderful.
Oh shit.
ずっと
What is he doing?
人体にかける魔法を禁止とする三賢者の選択に
Okay. Yeah.
最後まで抵抗したのは
They're like, no, we're doing good work here.
Yeah.
双子瓶の魔法は薬の共有のために作られた医療魔法
Mm.
たとえ片方が遠く離れた地にあ
Gotcha. Okay.
繰り出せるのがツバーリ棒と皮肉だな美しい魔法だけど解体させてもらうよ
But I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to take you apart.
このメダルを導きの魔神球に放り込めば含有物持ち主
Wow.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's a very risky spell then.
Oh, it's
Oh,
like
nice
almost
new
transparent.
襲来の魔法
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you're caught in a
Oh my god.
limited space. Water's horrifying.
水中では魔法は無力だ
And now the lightning. Yeah.
Oh no.
What a perfect trap.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
ようか
Like they weren't even there. Just a figment.
諦めないぞ
Oh my god.
必ず取り戻す
What was
僕
taken
から
from
奪っ
me?
たもの
Yeah, from you, not from your ancestors or
Or from Coco or
fun.
very fun. They both
Yeah.
yawn because
They're both tired.
they're both
yeah.
up. Yeah, yep.
夜中ってつい筆が乗っちゃって
ダメだよここ。気持ちはわかるけど無理はよくない。
That's right.
オル先生も言ってたよ。
ガキのうちは寝とかないと大人に
テティア安眠用のアルブチャ入れてあげる。
Kiefer's just
Oh.
asleep.
本当に大丈夫？
Well, his nerves got fried by the lightning.
Sure.
まだ昨日のしびれが取れない。
I like that it actually has lasting consequences.
なんか今日の先生変。やはり睡眠不足の影響は絶対。
They are not. That's true.
これ
Oh.
Yeah, handing them back.
遅くなっちゃってごめんね。綺麗に書かなきゃって思ったら時間かかっちゃった。
That's what you're practicing, yeah.
王の許し、第一の試験の時のこと。私に無理やり追い立てられたって。あなたキーフリー先生に言わなかったでしょ。
She expected some kind of sabotage or something.
Yeah.
But you're being so.
メモしないで。
Yeah.
飛び靴をし。
These are actually done well.
あなたの考えてること全然わからないわ。
Well, I've already moved on from that. Yeah.
の魔法で困難を乗り越えて。
And now I'm here with all of you.
Yep.
出ないと。
Talking about all 5 tests and everything. Yeah.
じゃあ何よ。ずっと気にしてたのは私だけ。
Yeah, actually.
But she is dead tired. She's been through a lot.
Nah, it's just she stayed up all night. Wow. Yeah, he is really.
よし。
Oh,
感覚
cool.
も戻っ
Okay. He found a healing herb of some kind.
Or just something to shock him into.
Yeah.
絶対に隠し通さないとね。内緒にしておいてくれるかい？ふんふん。
Puff, puff.
名前が気に食わないって顔だね。
No, it's. You need to do better.
可愛いと思うんだけどな。そんなに嫌？
Oh!
Careful now.
驚いたよアガット。すごい速さだ。
Yeah, what's going on?
ぜひ見たいな。
そんなことより
Oh, emergency!
Oh shit! What happened?
カレンの病院に連れて行ってくれ。
Oh, she's sick. Okay.
Gotcha.
Fever.
Alright.
Gotcha.
他のみんなも
Yeah,
何かあった
not
ら。
not necessarily horrible.
Right.
Could just be a regular, fever.
But you stay up too late, your immune system's low. Yeah.
I love it. This is probably one of the coolest, just basic aspects of magic being used in a simple manner. Just a hoverboard,
Yeah,
and you just give it some momentum, and it's never going to
Right.
hit the ground. You're never going to crash or anything.
Exactly.
But it's not actual pure flight,
Right, but you also have next to no resistance, whereas even a boat you'd have the water that you have to go through.
Right,
you know?
right.
知らないやつは好き勝手言うよな。
Damn.
That's so true.
病院ですね。こっち近道を知ってる。
Oh,
Awesome. Okay.
what a good kid.
お願いします。
お預かりしましょ
All right.
う。しばらくお待ちを。
And then while they wait, Tarsa maybe asks him a question.
のことをよく見てるのかな。
Speaking of looking at things carefully.
俺、あなたに聞きたいことがあるんです。
No.
Shit.
No,
we
the
don't
way they're-
see his
the way
eyes
they're-
for any
the
of
way-
it.
No.
Oh my god! And that's where we end the episode. Perfect.
All right. This
Very
thus
fun.
begins the very bad day of Kifri being
Right.
sleep deprived, and thus his whole world probably is about to just
Yep.
adjust and or crumble and something.
Exactly.
But I love that this is on the back of an experiment that he did by closing off a section of his atelier with the just conjure brick
Yeah, which was so cool.
thing there, because that's one that's really cool. Two, illusion or conjuration or whatever, it's
Yep.
not important.
Right.
It was so freaking sick to see. But the reason why he's doing this is not just kind of wanting to protect and look out for Coco. This is I will get back what was taken from me.
Yeah. And in order to do that, he
There's a
has to...
small list of things that could be even
Right.
on the what was taken from
Yeah.
me. It's not a large list.
So the things that come to mind. One, this spell specifically. The idea of how to do this joint, bottle thing. And maybe if he is super old, he actually was one of the healing witches
Yeah.
back in the day.
No,
I don't think that's necessarily the case.
I don't even think that's even on the list.
Sure.
Because again, that's something that they had. He never talks about how, it was great to have this spell.
Sure.
I think what's more likely is that this is something where he's been harmed and or literally had something stolen from him.
Probably some aspect of memory, I would guess. But the way in which it was done, who knows? And so that could be as a result of the Knights Morales. And he's like, I need to get to the brimmed caps in order to figure out how to do the stuff because I won't figure it out from the Knights Morales. And so then I can figure out how to undo it, maybe. Or maybe it was the brimmed caps that did it. Maybe he doesn't know who did it. Maybe he just, has been told it's the brimmed caps. Who knows, right?
Right. At the very least, here's what we know about Kefri. Kefri has the ability to remove people's memory. He knows that spell.
Yep.
Now, what we know about this world is that the Knights Morales are the only people that are allowed to do this spell.
Right. And so
it doesn't mean they're the only people that know how to do this spell. And I think it is a laughing joke to assume that the Knights Morales are
the only ones capable
of doing it, other than the odd exception like Kefri. I think that there are a lot more odd exceptions like Kefri. Well, the brimmed caps for one.
Oh, sure.
Probably all know how to do it, but I mean, it just seems practical. But two, I would say that there's probably a lot of other high-level witches out there that have spells that they know how to do that are illegal.
Sure.
They do not necessarily do them,
but
they know how to do it.
Right. You know how to, I'm sure that could also be part of recognizing when magic like that is done, or to say nothing else, you know how the rules of magic work, you know how to make a spell, changing, one thing into part of a human or whatever is like that's just changing what you write down, right? So,
And to bring up the memory side of things, the other thing that we can infer almost with certainty is that the memory spell is not so fine-tuned that when you cast it on somebody, you can be extremely selective as to what they're forgetting. Because Kefri used it on, what's his name? Nolnoa? And he lost memory of the light flash in addition to the stuff he was talking about with Kefri, what he learned with the twinned bottle.
Right.
So Kefri didn't probably do this in some hasty way that made it so he forgot the last
maybe he forget the last 3 minutes.
That's what I meant to say. I meant to say in the positive. He probably used it in a hasty way to make him forget the last 3 minutes. But I would say that because there was no one else in the room, he probably had the capacity, though,
to do something
a bit more complex if he wanted to. Because if he's already willing to cast a spell that would make them lose memory in a specific way, one of the things that is very much showcased by the way the magic works in this world is that there's a little bit of a time delay between the spell actually being casted and then working and affecting stuff. So
yes, the man did not cry out for help.
Yes, exactly. So there's almost a higher likelihood that he cast some kind of spell to incapacitate him and then do the memory stuff, which means he had more time to cast a really perfectly 100% effective.
I'm sorry, Neville.
Yeah, this will never leave any room for error.
Right.
And yet he still forgot the light flash.
And I would say that as far as ways to specify what kind of memories without knowing exactly how the brain works or how it would work if you said I want you to forget all about this specific item, an amount of time does seem like the most straightforward, hard to mess up kind of parameter, right?
The Knights Morales have threatened that you can lose even your interest.
Yeah, interest in magic because you don't even remember all the memory associated with magic is gone.
Right. That seems like the kind of thing though that probably requires a bigger circle, if you know what I mean.
Or at the very least is very noticeable. Because if someone suddenly has no knowledge that magic exists in this world, they've been magically fucked with, right?
Yes.
That's just how that works,
Right. So what I'm guessing it is that Kefri had something taken away from him in a literal physical sense.
Okay.
Where he had something that the brim caps took from him. And that's where it could be a spell, for instance. But that's where it would be not just the physical taking of something, but then also the memory of him having had it. But then why would he seek after it if that's the case? So I feel like if it's a memory thing, it's something very like exclusive that he had some kind of like checks and balances in order to like notice. Wait, I clearly have forgotten something.
Yeah, there's either an extreme precision in only taking out, say, the formula for a spell that he really needed to be able to cast, or an extreme lack of precision where it got the thing that you needed to get removed, but it didn't get rid of all the other stuff that would make it so that he wouldn't then try and find this again, right?
Right. But what this is even more telling about, because we could probably guess forever on what was actually taken from him, the fact that the brimmed caps probably are the ones that took it is the big thing here. Like, the brimmed caps being such a focus here and such a source of excitement. It's like, I finally got it. It adds a pattern to his behavior with Coco that was originally just kind of this big open-ended mystery box. If he just wants her around because she's valuable. Yeah. But why is she valuable to him as opposed to valuable to which society? Like, you know.
This is where the other thing that we kind of know about Keyfree, I feel like, becomes relevant. That he's the bad boy. He does not get along with the Knights Morales. Now,
well, he doesn't get along with witches in general.
He chooses to have an atelier separate from regular witch society. It's
rather
not
than being underwater
in a big city, he totally could do. He's that accomplished, right? Like, it's not for lack of ability, right? It is from lack of desire. Now, it could be that he has an issue with the Knights Morales just because he doesn't like the idea of the Knights Morales. That is absolutely enough and sufficient. I would not be surprised by that.
Yeah.
But there is also the possibility that maybe in the time that he's been around, he's had some interactions with the Knights Morales that were not exactly ones that he enjoyed.
Well, also, he definitely is the kind of person that doesn't like oversight.
Right.
Orugio is kind of a really cool example of where I think it's actually very likely that they're either in on something together slightly, or if they are in on something together, the only reason that is because Orugio has also had his memories altered a little bit.
Possibly. The other, I think that is a very high likelihood is a possibility.
Or it's the more simple answer. I just have a really healthy boundary of you don't know what I'm actually doing.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was something where it's like, okay, society in general is like, all right, Keyfree, what do we do with Keyfree? Okay, we need him to have oversight, right? But
we'll put one of our best on him.
We'll put one of our best on him, but maybe they went through like a Goodwill Hunting sort of situation where he made things terrible for everyone that they put with him. And so eventually, like, Orugio, they're like, okay, you'll agree to have this one around, right? And we're like, hey, we know you're pretty chill, Orugio. Make sure he's not doing anything bad. We know he's the bad boy. We don't want you to like nickel and dime him for every parking violation.
Right.
But
I think bad boy is more he's been caught doing magical experiments or things that are not immediate, straight to jail, but are like
Professor, I was in the restricted section,
but are not the kinds of things that get you fined or what have you. I'm talking about the things where it's like philosophically you're following the law, but you are not following the spirit of the law because your philosophy is pushing you in a direction that makes us uncomfortable.
You're not doing anything that we can actually like officially reprimand you for, but you're not getting with the program and you're exactly.
So
you're
maybe the way
like
that he shows that he's a useful part of witch society is that he teaches and produces really good witches as students.
Sure.
Now these might be his only students he's ever had.
Yeah, maybe this is his first generation.
And this might be his first generation. This might be the look. I'm gonna be doing great things. I'm gonna teach Agate, who apparently is obviously we knew she was descended from someone
her family.
Well, no, I was gonna say descended from someone influential, but it's descended from a descendant of one of the three OGs. Yeah,
I feel like
which is fun.
I feel like the Brimmed Caps took something from him is going to be a part of also why he's on terms with the Knights Morales in that he did something, he kicked ass at some point, right? And was really like, being awesome and everything, but there was differences. He don't work with them anymore. He goes out to his atelier and he just teaches his students now. Go away, leave me alone, right?
Yeah, what I'm guessing it is that Kiefer has, reminder, a magic water sword.
Yes, right.
I'm gonna say something here. I'm technically not casting a spell on you. Like, I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Oh yeah, no.
Swords like that are not the kind of thing that you use to do better at witch tests.
Right. You pick up a rock with magic and throw it at someone at the speed of a bullet.
Right.
You didn't cast a spell on them.
Right. So my thought of what happened is Kiefer had a run-in with the Brimmed Caps.
Right.
He kicked one of their asses, potentially.
Sure.
But in doing so,
awesome.
got jumped by them.
Yeah.
And I think the Brimmed Caps are not as evil as people are letting on.
Sure.
And the reason why is that they're so powerful, potentially, that this happened, and Kiefer's just alive.
Right.
But
they're anti-establishment, not
they're anti-establishment because they want to bring the world back to the way things were with magic being available for all. Now, there's problems with that, obviously, that we can get into. But what I think happened is that he had an encounter with them and got the Knights Morales, a Brimmed Cap.
Sure.
And they've, interrogated them. They've imprisoned them. They are in deep, Alcatraz, Azkaban, somewhere,
Right. Never
to be seen or heard from again. But in doing so, he lost something. He was, my guess is, if anything, there's a potential that he was also hit with some kind of magic that has ruined a part of him in some way.
Right. And so what I would guess is that before that happened, he was high status, high society. And then something gets taken from him, and now it's maybe he's that little bit of a has-been, maybe it's a bit of a sore spot, and so he doesn't like being around all these people that are going to keep, kind of bringing it up, and so he's like, nah.
Sure. I was going on the thing of somewhere like that, but more that it's less that he was in a high place, but more that after that, he's not been the same since.
Right, 100%. And I think we can say that with a level of certainty.
So what I think it either is that he learned something more about the world in the way that event went down.
Okay.
And yet he also lost something during that.
Yeah.
And so if it's memory or if it's some kind of physical capacity thing, he was I don't know.
What's under the t-shirt?
Cursed or something.
What's under?
Yes, there's something. There's something underneath the
sportswear.
The sexy, Under Armour. We all know it makes him look hot, but it's also there because.
Or is it magic circles?
Right.
We need to know.
We need to know. There's something there. It's blatantly obvious.
It's actually that he does have magic inscribed all over his body, and that's how he can cast magic pretty quickly. But then there was this part of him that got burned away, and so it's this really sick scar, but it also ruined,
See, what it actually is Bro is actually the main character from Memento, and
that's how he's kept the
written
magic.
all these things that make sure that he never forgets.
Magic. Yeah.
Well, no. Just making sure that if his memory gets removed from things,
he always has it.
He always has it written on him.
I mean, that just makes sense. That just makes sense.
Yeah. And if it's not him that does that, someone should do that eventually. That's such a cool idea.
Right.
That's so cool. So
they literally talked about how the body remembers.
Well, that's also a really cool detail of when you hear something, your memory, there's a certain number that they go into it there. But once you apply your motion to something that is writing it or drawing it or something.
Especially if it's something that's very precise.
It gets logged in so deep.
Because in order to there's a level of precision where you kind of have to be thinking with your body, if that makes sense. Because you could not articulate in language what needs to happen in order to do the thing. Right, but you get the sense
it'd be really slow.
Sure, but that when you draw some complicated whatever, I don't know, that it's I didn't do it quite right, and I can tell that it felt slightly different in my hand, and so I need to do it slightly different in my hand, and then I'll do it right?
Yeah.
And, you learn that over years of practice or whatever, right? And so, that is a very solid way to learn something, even if it might be difficult to actually, like, teach it or articulate it.
For sure.
And so if you were to, say, reinforce that by, getting shit tattooed on your body, it would make sense.
It makes sense.
It would make sense.
But yeah, something was taken from him. I think it's like a 90% thing that is the brim caps that took whatever it was from him. It explains his fascination and need to be the one that's basically managing Coco and taking care of her and protecting her. Because if she is his key to the brimmed caps, then he will like almost perpetually have some kind of key or leverage or access.
Which is a great way to make it so that you can have a protagonist be big plot relevant while at the same time being a kid that's going to go to school and not think about
and
it
do
in any
tests
way.
and have adventures.
Because
and have
the
just
mentor is the one
stuff.
that's the protagonist as far as the main plot is concerned.
Yeah,
Right?
it's Kelsier and Vin. Like it's
exactly.
It's that exact kind of thing of where this guy has a backstory.
It's
really depressing. Like, I'm just gonna throw it out there, bro. The more and more it goes on, I don't think he comes from some, like, he's an old guy or he's from some noble, background or what have you. I think he's just a guy that has good genes,
Yes.
So people assume something
Sure.
greater about him than it is. But actually, nah, he's had shit gone. He's gone through some shit. Like,
I think of
Like-
those, I love that as an additional explanation to add to the other two. I still think the number of those that are true is 1 to 3. Like it could be one of those. It could be theoretically all 3 of them.
Sure,
for all
sure.
we know.
The idea of him hiding something from his students and yet doing this in the same place as his students sleeping.
Right.
Like
it shows a level of recklessness.
It shows a level of recklessness and impatience.
Right. This kind of trap that he ran into, he knew that something like that was possible, even if he wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
And so the fact that it's just, I'm going to create a stone brick wall and everything, all right, that's great. But
Right.
clearly that wasn't enough.
So what that implies to me is that he is reckless, and thus I think he is actually a young guy.
Okay, sure. And that's also one of the reasons why he's so fun to follow, right? Because he'll do things like wipe people's memories and everything, and it's like, okay, but now Tarta
fucking nonce, what are you doing?
Right, Tarta's asking you what happened,
Two, the idea that he's on some kind of, like, time limit.
Okay,
Like one of the things that actually, now that I want to cook a crazier other side of theory, what if it's actually that there was something that took away, like, a measure of his lifespan?
That I feel like would be getting into a level of ephemeral that would be new for this show. I don't think it can't go there.
No, I'm just saying, like, what are the kinds of things that could be taken from him that would be physical but not physical?
Right.
Like, and my thought is, instead of the memory side of things, it's something about actually his body. Like, something actually has happened to him.
Sure, maybe he has some crazy, like magical cursed disease thing that's eating him away from the inside, and the Under Armour covers it up, right?
Right.
And it's gonna kill him in 6 months or something, or 5 years. Who knows?
He hasn't talked to Coco and Agate and all them with any kind of, these are important things for you to know for when I'm gone.
For when I'm gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he hasn't
right.
done those kinds of
Nah.
death flag kind of things there. And I also think this is the kind of show where Kiefer, if he dies or leaves and, or something like that, it's going to be way later in the story.
I will say though.
But
I will say though, if he is slowly dying, that could be a fun reason for why he gets leeway within the society. Because they're like, think about it. I don't think he's necessarily
kinda
dying.
see it.
But imagine Olrugio knows, and he's like, hey, I know, the people I answer to know, as long as you're not doing anything truly heinous, they're fine with you basically spending your last moments how you will, and they don't want to deprive this world of such a wonderful witch.
Yeah, but
Too
then
soon,
it must be much longer than that because he has students.
Right, exactly.
I just don't think they would, if they knew, let him have this many students because that could be a really traumatizing thing for young
On
kids.
top of just if you're letting him break the rules, who's to say that he's not teaching the students?
No,
to break
I
rules?
think the more simple and straightforward explanation is that he's chill about using memory erasure on people because it's been used on him.
Sure.
And he had some way to know that it was used on him.
Yeah, and that's probably how he learned.
And yet
maybe
he's
how
a
he learned to do it
loner,
in the
kind
first
of.
place.
And this is the part that's kind of sad, though. Usually, if you think about someone having like you lost memory in some way, you need someone else around you to basically be no, that thing happened. I didn't have.
Yeah.
But if he's a loner, no one was necessarily there when his memory was taken away or something.
Sure.
He doesn't have anything to counterbalance that.
Yeah.
So now it's cool. I need to basically find maybe like what is in this gap here.
Ooh, although I will say, with all these different theories and also just the
Yeah.
whole idea of Kiefer having lost stuff, that does add additional depth to his desire to teach students. You know? Because if you think about it, if he is young, he's still very young. Already thinking about legacy and passing things off to the next generation. Hey, that's very forward thinking of you. Way to go.
It's only 5 tests before you get a student. Like,
Well, yeah,
like
Fair.
you could just be a genius like him or Agate.
Yeah, and he's like, oh no, I've been teaching people for the last 6 years. I started when I was 14.
I mean, it's at the very least been a decent bit because these 3 girls here were very much settled in, and we've been here a bit. Like
Exactly.
So,
and
Agate's taken a few tests at this point.
Right. Do you think that he's gonna wipe Tarta's memory or attempt?
I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah?
I think 100% is. I think the scary thing is more just that the show is using it as a cliffhanger to be like, wait, how?
Yeah. What will he do?
How much in a bad way is Kiefer?
Yep,
It
yep.
feels to me also like the person who has, this is a weird comparison, but it feels like the character who's in debt to the mafia. And they do erratic shit because they're like, you don't understand. I have this secret. I have this thing I fucked up in. I have this thing that I need to make right.
Right, because
and it's
he's
like,
in debt
stop.
to the lies that
all you need
he's
to do.
piled up, you know?
Exactly. So it's all you need to do is confide in someone, and it's I can't trust anybody.
Right.
You don't understand how much I've done at this point. Like, so what's one more kid then?
Well, oh no, absolutely. I think
that's why I think he's like, in memory erased like quite a few people at this point. Like,
I think if it was simply Kiefer's decisions of morality and what he is willing to do, Tarta's memory is as good as gone.
Good as gone.
And in fact, the fact that he didn't do it, like, very shortly after that whole thing happened, you know.
Well, I think it's because they're in a public place.
Well, right, and
it's magic cast on a person.
No, right. I'm more
categorically
meaning,
like everyone's gonna go.
No, totally.
Nice Morales. Yeah,
I'm more meaning when he did it back then, like onto the old guy, right?
Oh,
you know, of like this. You know, Tarta was also nearby just to be safe. Let's do that. But I think, like you're saying, it's that this is a public place, and he won't necessarily be able to. And that's going to make things way more interesting, because then what is he going to do instead?
Yeah.
Is he going to convince Tarta? Is he going to put up some lie? Is he going to try and get Tarta to go into a dark alley? You know,
we'll see.
But
we had some really cool stuff from Coco and Agate, as Agate is like, hey, what's your scheme? What are you plotting?
Yep.
And that's so sad because Agate, rather than thinking like, wait, she's trying to basically build a bridge here over the, ravine that I kicked the bridge that we were building down, this is the world that she grew up in, basically says, hey, people never forget the grievances done to each other. They don't forgive.
Yeah.
And therefore,
what's your angle?
What are you plotting? Like, that's such a word for a child to say.
And granted, Agate is very dramatic as far as kids go.
Agate is very dramatic.
You know.
Yes. She apparently has the societal burden pressure put on her to be performing at the optimal.
Exactly.
But
all that being said, plotting, that's a bit strong.
That's a bit strong.
Like,
that feels to me like the adults in your life remember your failings, never let you let them go.
They're still blaming you for that thing you did when you were 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I totally understand if I did something that could have gotten someone else killed, and likely would have either got.
And then they're all
gotten them
smiles
killed.
and friendly with me.
And then they give me something that will levitate me far up into the air, where I could have a bad fall just like they would have had.
And maybe you're thinking that, like, wait, maybe they're just a kind, person, and so you're like, just better safe than sorry. I'm gonna look at the seal.
Exactly.
So
right,
you look at it and you go, thank you. Wait.
Yeah,
This
like,
is perfect.
Yeah, like you still check, right?
Then you check the inside of the shoe. You're like, right. Wait.
Yeah. Whether it's because you don't trust them morally or you don't trust their capabilities. Either way.
Either way.
Trust but verify.
I also love that she brings up the, hey, you never told Master Keyfree.
Yeah.
This is what's fun here. Not at the point when you came out of the portal again, you didn't tell Master Keyfree.
But ever since, you have not told him.
Never. What that means is that Agate has been thinking about this ever since then and has been looking at Keyfree for any sign of like, hey,
Am I screwed?
When he scolds me or when he kind of corrects me on anything that I'm doing wrong, is there any specific tint of I did something to potentially harm one of his students? Did I? No, he's not. I know what he would do if I was bullying someone.
Oh, yeah.
Which is cool because also that enforces that if Keyfree did know, Agate knows she would get in serious trouble.
Yes, which is a nice like little retroactive way to like smooth over something that I was like, wait, but hang on, I know Keyfree isn't like great with kids and everything, but also Coco should have died.
Well, no, I like also that Coco kind of adds a little bit of context of all I had to do was just sit and wait.
Right.
It was not I was being sent to my death by Agate here, which is nice.
Yeah, it's the...
But then also hey, you got to be really quick friends with Orugio. You could have told him too, especially understanding in the context of what his role is here.
Oh, yeah.
What I did is the kind of thing that if you were being a little bit vengeful, you absolutely could have skipped Keyfree and gone straight to him.
To the official person to report to.
And it would have been the kind of thing where... obviously I'm a child, so maybe Orugio would have just then gone with Keyfree to Agate and been like, "You're on thin ice.
Right.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
Like, there are rules for a reason here. You obviously want to go far in this world. You don't need to try and make enemies because of your jealousy or your ego. You need to kill that now as a kid." And they could have had that very adult conversation of like,
you will go far. Don't worry about that. If you want to make sure you don't do something like this
again. This was really, really not just dumb, but it's
pointless.
I was just saying it says a lot about you in a way that you just like, come on, you're better than this.
Yeah, like what? Huh?
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Now, the fact that this was a conversation that was had here, and unfortunately it got sidetracked because of this. What happened here?
Yeah, Coco
got the fever and kind of passed out here.
Right.
But just the stuff that Coco was saying was just really sweet because it's a vulnerable look at the way in which Coco feels about not just herself, but magic and this whole journey that she's on, despite it being one that came from a traumatic, terrifying incident.
Yeah.
So I feel like they have way more in common than they actually are willing to even admit.
Right. There's a lot of them that are polar opposites. And if you remove those elements that are like polar opposites, I'd say pretty much everything else is about the same.
Yeah.
And that might seem like it's saying nothing. No, because there's gradients, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that the idea that they both come from a situation where potentially their mothers, that's what I speculate with Agate,
sure. They both have mommy issues,
have basically indirectly or directly put massive burdens on them.
Yes.
Through no real fault of their own, but through their desire to be a witch.
Yeah.
Has basically cemented an aspect of their identity.
Point. I didn't think about that.
That's just a fun thing to think
Keep
about
mind,
as they grow in this world here. Because clearly they're the they're the bullies to friends, instead of enemies to lovers. It's
if there was a third
rivals to friends, know.
If Coco and Keyfree are the two main characters, the third one is absolutely Agate.
Yeah,
like no contest.
Yeah, without any real contest at all.
Yeah,
like obviously Riche and Tetia are right there, right behind.
Yeah, they are exactly. And it was cool to get this understanding of Riche being like, no, I don't necessarily want to be the best witch ever. I want to do the magic that I want to do.
Right, and in a weird way, this is also something that's kind of odd about that whole side of things here. Standardized testing even being a problem within the world of magic is always hilarious.
Sure.
It's always made me laugh when the magic school fantasy story has standardized testing get slapped across the face of the world building.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, we can't change the fact that humans are still stupid and thinking that standardized testing
judge
works
a fish by
outside.
its ability to climb a tree and all that.
Right, because it's from factory Industrial Revolution, era thinking.
Yeah.
We have magic.
Yep.
Who the fuck needs to think about factories and
testing.
conveyor,
The reason you have standardized testing is to make sure people aren't doing anything illegal.
Yeah.
That's why you do it. And to make sure that they can actually do a spell safely, right? That what they set out to do is what they end up doing, right?
But the fact that they then have to go on these 5 adventures or what have you could seem like whoa, that's exciting. I get to travel the world and everything. But to certain people, that could be like, why would I want to do that?
Right.
Well, you want to do it so that eventually you can teach other witches. I don't want to do that.
But we need you to do that so you get the propaganda for our country on your journey.
Yeah. Or that you end up having a opportunity for a good job. It's like, I want to be an artist. I actually don't care about any of that. But I just want to draw.
But we can make our imagination reality through magic. So,
No, it's really sweet in a lot of ways that Tetia and Riche are opposites in that regard.
Yes.
In that Tetia wants to leave legacy. Tetia wants to basically be someone that leaves
I make
a mark
a spell
on the
of my
world.
own that, and all that.
Riche is like, I enjoy the actual process. So someone's goal-oriented, and the other person is wanting to just enjoy the process.
Fun. Yeah.
Both, in a lot of ways, need some tempering, but it's fun to see the ways in which they're actually still pretty fast friends, all things considered, despite the actual ways in which their life journey will take them in completely different directions.
That's a good question. That's a good point. Of the 4 students that Keyfree has, hate to break it to you, Agate, but you and Coco are actually the 2 most similar out of any pair of the 4.
In combination, yeah.
Right.
There's a combination of Tetia, Coco, passion similarities. They both have so much joy in the celebration of magic and their personalities. But I see what you're saying in a holistic sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
okay.
Tarta. Coco is sick with a fever. Hopefully it's just she stayed up too late and that she's young, so her body is not going to enjoy that. Keyfree obviously had I got dunked in the bathtub and the toaster was tossed in.
You're right.
And I survived.
Somehow.
Which we haven't talked about how that actually happened.
It's actually because the Under Armour that he has is rubber. And so I know that wouldn't actually save you because it'd just go through another part of you. But,
Is the properties of both bungee or rubber and gum? Yeah.
Right. No, it's actually that he does have a bunch of tattooed magic things, and so
each one gives him a unique damage resistance.
Yeah, exactly. Right. He's like, oh, whew, that was close.
There's like certain ones that each give like a defibrillator reset, in case he drowns himself accidentally.
Yeah, he goes to a tattoo parlor after this and is like, I need you to re-up one because it got burnt out,
Bruh, see, that's the thing. He's probably got if he's covered in tattoos, he doesn't have a tattoo artist, confidant in this regard here.
He does that shit himself.
He does that shit himself.
Like, objection! You only could have done this if you had an incredible tattoo artist. Who was it?
But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You got on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So if you have any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.